The United States is now preparing for war. And the reason for it is because attacks that came from Israel and went into Iran. This is the concern. But now the United States is preparing for potentially direct attacks on the U.S. Now, some say that this is going to be a physical attack, something like a bombing or something of that magnitude. Hopefully that's not the case. But according to FBI and Homeland Security, the most likely outcome is a cyber attack of some kind. Now, some people are going to say, well, a cyber attack is nothing to worry about. We'll get through it. And yes, that is true. But just like we saw just a couple weeks ago, when many networks went down, when planes couldn't fly, when businesses and banks couldn't operate, people couldn't get their money. There were many people stranded for days in airports, some of which were stranded in other countries and other states. So even if it's a cyber attack, it's still concerning. Now, I want to break down what is happening at this time and why so many people are worried about the next couple of months. So I'm going to break all this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So yes, this is highly concerning. Just look at this. It says U.S. prepares to counter Iranian attack on Israel within days, according to U.S. officials. That is a very bold statement. I want to read a little bit of this to you. It says the Biden administration is convinced Iran is going to attack Israel in retaliation for the assassination of Hamas political leader, whatever his name is, in Tehran earlier this week, and is preparing to counter it. It says U.S. officials say they expect an Iranian retaliation to be from the same playbook as their April 13th attack on Israel, but goes on to say, but potentially larger in scope, and it could also involve the Lebanese Hezbollah. Again, this is getting serious. One of the things that the United States wanted to try and do early on in this war was they wanted to make sure that they scaled it back. They didn't want this to turn into a Middle Eastern war. They wanted this to be a very small conflict. And it's not just the United States, it's other countries as well. But now, with these two countries going back and forth, and Hezbollah attacking Israel, Israel going back and forth with Hamas in Gaza, now we're seeing things in Lebanon. Again, it's a major issue. But this is nothing new. These groups have been going back and forth for decades. Now, here's why some say the United States needs to get involved. They need to pretty much put an end to this. Because if we don't see an end to Hezbollah and Hamas, it's going to continue. It's a never-ending cycle. It's been going on for decades. So, do we think the United States is going to get involved even more? Well, the answer is yes, because this is what the White House just announced. It says the White House announces new defensive military deployments to aid Israel against Iran and proxies. It says tensions between Israel and Hamas and other Iran proxies have escalated in recent weeks. Obviously, that's concerning. Now, I want to show you this map, okay? Because here's Israel right here. But up here to the north of Israel, in Beirut, in Lebanon, that is where the Hezbollah commander, where he was killed. But over here in Tehran, in Iran, that's where the Hamas leader was assassinated just this week. Okay? So again, a lot of issues going on. But the key, what does the United States do? Well, here's what I can tell you. Look at this. This is from the Times of Israel. It says, the IDF is on high alert as Biden vows U.S. to defend Israel against all threats from Iran. It says Israelis are told to be vigilant. Biden and the Prime Minister in phone call discuss new defensive U.S. military deployments as Hezbollah fires rockets at North for first time since commander has been killed. That's just from today. Now, there are a lot of people that are asking for pretty much a ceasefire, right? A plea deal. Let's not go down this road again, because thousands of people are going to lose their lives. But like I said, this has been going on for decades. It's nothing new. This is one of the reasons why the United States is getting involved heavily this early, because they know that sitting back does nothing. Sitting back doesn't help the situation. It just will prolong the potential war. And if we prolong this potential war, it will turn into a Mideastern war. Again, it's just a matter of time. Now, here's the reason why people in the U.S. need to be concerned. Obviously, we have some issues regarding inflation and gas prices and grain and all this stuff, right? That's going to be an issue. But the bigger concern is we have a presidential election coming up in just a matter of months. In this upcoming election, again, today is August 2nd. Okay, we got September, October, November. We got 3 months. That is it. We have 3 months to figure out what's going to happen. Is former President Donald Trump going to be the next president? Is Vice President Kamala Harris going to be the next president? Will it be somebody else entirely? Potentially. But what we do know is that this war between Israel and Hamas has been going on for over 300 days. According to the Times of Israel, it says it's been going on for 301 days so far. That is much longer than anyone ever anticipated. We can't keep dragging this on, because as we keep dragging it on, just like Iran has said recently, is that they are blaming the United States. The United States didn't attack Iran. We weren't the ones that assassinated the Hamas leader. We didn't take the life of the Hezbollah commander. We didn't do any of those things. But because we provide Israel with weaponry and support, that's the reason why we're being dragged into this war. So, just wanted to share that with you, because I know a lot of people are asking, how is this going to impact them? Well, we don't know exactly what it's going to do. We have an idea from an economic standpoint, but from a safety perspective, all we know from the FBI and Homeland Security is to stay vigilant. Just because we are not in Lebanon, or we're not in Iran, or not in Israel, doesn't mean we are not a target here on U.S. soil. So, I will leave you with that. Again, if you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. But again, that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.